Good day and welcome to the Automotive Society Podcast. My name is Siraj and today I'm joined by Alex yet again.
We're back on the cams.
Cams?
No, that's how, you know what? It sounds like we're playing, what's that game?
We're back
Among Us.
Back on the what?
Back on the cams, because we've got the camera.
Oh, there's only one camera.
Or
Firstly.
camera, same thing.
Okay.
So I was watching Among Us videos today, so I was like...
Why are you watching Among Us?
It was quite funny. They got the new shapeshifter thing.
It's now like meme, right? Like now Among Us is no longer like a big game. It's just now a meme.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
And it's still funny, right? Like Among Us memes haven't died. Anyway, that's not the point.
Anyway, so, sorry. Welcome to the Automotive Society Podcast.
Yeah, this is our second video on the camera.
Yeah.
The first one is up on YouTube. The channel is The Automotive Society, and everything's going good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I
hope so.
I'm getting, it
like,
is, yeah.
What do they say? Like, subscribe.
And hit the notification bell.
Hit the notification. I knew there was something else.
Yeah. You'll get there.
Yeah.
No, actually do please subscribe if you can. It just shows us that people are listening and we're not doing this for nothing.
And there is more content coming up. I think it helps because we're going to be, I guess, having more diversity of what we'll be filming and more we can upload and more content and you being into so many cars and so many different types of cars and around different people. It's just another avenue for, I guess, both of us to have a look at. Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah. That'll be, you know what we actually have? So, I haven't told anyone this. Well, you know, I think. I've just got myself a new old Subaru Impreza. And it's real crap. Like, real crap.
Well, it moves.
Actually, I don't know. I haven't checked if it moves yet. I should probably do that. The story behind it was that one of our friends bought it in 2015 from his brother. His brother had it for, I think, a year and then just couldn't afford to register it ever again. He was really young. I think he was like 17, his brother. Just couldn't afford to register it, couldn't afford to keep the car. So he parked it up outside on the street and then left it there for 5.5 years, roundabout.
Yeah, give or take.
Some hooligans came in, I think in its third year of being parked up, and smashed the rear window.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Smashed the rear window. It was like really bad condition. And then his brother put a tarp on it and then never touched it. And it sat next to a abandoned boat, basically.
Yeah, for
3 years.
Another 2 or 3 years, yeah.
And then my friend bought it for $200 in a PlayStation.
Yeah. That's a good deal.
PlayStation 3. Which was a really good deal.
Yeah.
I mean, they were still worth a lot, but anyway, that's not the point. The point is that I fixed that car up in 2015 when my friend bought it and got it running, and it's been running ever since, right? Until 2019.
Yeah.
So in 2020, well, he always took public transport to work, so he barely drove the car regardless.
He's not really a car guy either. He just sort of... When he needs a car, it's there for him to use.
Yeah,
that's the way he treats it.
Has no interest in cars. But yeah, so just sat outside since 2019 till now. And because of COVID, so he couldn't take it to work. He works from home. The car hasn't moved and he doesn't drive anywhere. And then finally, I think it came about this time and he was like, oh, let's start driving this again. So I will clean it up. Mind you, during this time of ownership with 2015 to now, 7 years.
The last service.
He's never serviced it.
Yeah, the last service was in 2015.
Never done anything. No tires, nothing. And the service in 2015 was me just doing a minor oil change to get it running on the road, doing all the fluid changes. And then before that, obviously it sat for 6 years, so it hasn't properly been serviced since 2009.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
So like the last time, and when I serviced it, I was not a mechanic.
No, it was just we were just playing around with it.
I was, So I serviced it as a 16-year-old and never worked as a mechanic in my life.
No, and I remember while you were doing that, all of us were just like playing with the head unit or like, we were just doing silly stuff around the car.
Yeah,
like.
so it's real derelict. 2009
no, it's not derelict. It's just, how do we say this? It's had a bit of an honest life.
Not very honest.
And well, not very honest, but it's got a bit of character. Let's leave it at that. No, it's nice. It's a nice car.
It's like a homeless car.
I'm trying to be nice about it. This guy.
Well, I now own it, so I don't have to be nice about it at all. What I do know about it is that since it hasn't moved since 2020, the inside of it is covered in mold.
Yeah, there's so much mold.
Oh, when I say mold, I think you underestimate how much mold. So I got the key for it last week, and I went to pick it up, the car. I opened the door and instantly got hit by, like, to me, it feels like if I woke up one day in a hospital and it's been a zombie apocalypse for 5 years, this is what I expect the world to look like. The inside of this car was a rainforest of mold.
What, like shrooms and stuff were growing out of them?
Yeah, it's really bad. So, like, now, I didn't even pick up the car. I left it on the street where it was. For me to go pick it up, I'm going to acquire the help of young Alex over here. Yes? Yeah, he's volunteered now. It's too late. And he's going to come and help me. We're going to both go to Bunnings, get a respirator so we can actually get in the car without dying.
I'll be honest, I'd rather just take like a high pressure hose to all the seats.
Oh, you can't do that though. I got to drive it after.
Leave the windows open.
That's not how it works. I can't leave water under the carpet. That's even worse. That's more mold underneath.
Let's take everything out.
Water is the worst solution to mold.
I've got an idea.
Yeah.
Take everything out, inclusive of carpet.
Yeah.
And we just put one seat back in.
No.
Enough to drive.
I disagree with this. Oh, well, the seats will have to come out to get a proper wash regardless. I think what we're going to do
if they're as bad as you say.
I think we're going to get some mold killer, spray the seats down everywhere, leave it in there for 5 minutes, and then come back with like a wet towel that I'm going to throw away or a bunch of rags. Wipe it like crazy, then put garbage bags over it, and then drive it home, and then take the seats out and everything and actually properly shampoo them.
That
I think
we just need to get it here.
I need to get it here. Like that's step number one, and right now I can't. And then I can, once I take the seats out and the carpet out, I'm probably not going to take the carpet out. I think that's a little bit too much effort for this car.
Considering it's not turbo or anything, it's just a
standard EJ20 Bug-Eye 2001 Subaru Impreza sedan automatic.
What are they? They're not WRX, they're RX, I think, right?
Yeah, RX. Nothing exciting about it. It's a good car. I mean, it's not a bad car. It will need a proper service. So I will, after I get the seats and the interior and everything clean.
I can't wait to see the quality of the oil when it comes out.
I'm going to get it registered.
Yeah.
If I can, hopefully. Unregister the Civic and register this, because I think it'll be a little bit better for everyday driving because it's 4 doors. It's got a boot and everything. And that means the Civic can go to the track straight away.
Perfect.
So then the Impreza will become the runaround cheap car. And then they'll give it a proper service. I mean, like a proper service.
You know when you see those videos? It
needs a new drive shaft. It needs brakes. It needs tires. You
know when you see the videos, right? And the oil's coming out and they have like a little magnet and you can see the oil flow moving left to right. Have you seen that?
Yeah, this is probably going to be one.
I
don't think the oil's going to come out. I think it's going to be pure sludge. Like I'm going to have to chuck a few oil flush cleaners in there, some upper engine cleaners, because it's a Subaru as well. Subaru is one of the worst to leave without a service.
Oh no! You know what? When you do spark plugs, have fun. I'm not helping you.
Oh, okay.
I can't stand doing them.
All right, I'll do that.
They piss me off.
You just have to take the engine out a bit. It's not that hard. For spark plugs.
For a spark plug, ridiculous.
Yeah, that's it. Anywho, that's my news.
Stay tuned. Up and coming
news of the week.
More Subaru stuff.
Maybe Alex over here can hold the camera, and we can go and record our process of getting this mold out of this car.
We need a nickname for this car.
I can tell you right now, I'm going to vomit the second I open that door again if I don't have a respirator.
What's the nickname? What are you going to name this car?
Oh, that's a good question.
Like, it needs a name. You know, it has too much character to not have a name.
Have I told people what the Civic is called?
No, actually.
I call the Civic the egg, the cracked egg. Because if you look at the front of it, it's real cracked. You know what? I will put a photo of it up on Instagram after this, and I'll show you. It's a real cracked egg. And egg makes sense because it's white, creamy now, really.
And we'll work on the name of this Subaru. It's coming.
It really is a chicken period, so it makes sense.
Right, okay.
Moving on.
Moving on.
I didn't actually plan today's episode. Alex did all the work, so carry us away, Alex.
I thought today would cover sad day for some of these, but the cars that are going to be discontinued in Australia for 2021. And
I can already
you know a few.
Yeah,
right?
I can already list a few.
But there's also some hidden interesting ones that might surprise some people. And to be honest, I sort of wanted to do this to get, because you don't know this full list.
No, I haven't seen it.
And to sort of get your reaction on these as well. I mean, I've got quite a lot of opinions, but let's jump right in, right? So
we should also acknowledge, where are you getting this list from? Is it a credible source?
It's a decently credible source.
What website is it?
With a mixture of a couple websites, but the main one's been from drive.com.au.
Okay, so
right?
fairly credible. They're automotive journalists.
But there's quite a few of these different lists, and they're all literally exactly the same.
Exactly the same. You might hear my dog barking in the background. That's because my partner's come home and she's just having a fun time.
But I mean, these first two make me a bit sad, I must admit. But I know that they are at some point getting to the end of their life. You've got the Alpha 4C.
Really? Is that being discontinued?
Yep.
Only in Australia, or like in
total?
total?
They're talking about discontinuing complete all sales of it, and that's it. So they're going to replace it with something else.
Alpha 4C. That is. I am very happy.
I know you were going to say that.
I hate those headlights.
I love that car.
Hate those headlights. The headlight. I don't know why. I think at this point, how much they repulse me.
The headlights are brilliant.
I honestly think I have a phobia of whatever that is. Fear of too many holes or whatever that is.
Yeah, what's that? You know, we talked about this, the fear of too many dots or whatever, right?
Yeah, I probably have that because those headlights make me want to vomit every single time.
They freak you out a bit?
I hate them.
They're so cool.
I hate them. I don't know. Yeah, actually, you know what? If any car, I don't think I can ever, if you ask me a question like, what car do I hate? I could never tell you because I don't really hate any car. But the headlights, I know there's a good 4C that they come with normal headlights as well, but you can
get the two options.
But the bug headlights, I can honestly tell you, is the worst thing in the automotive industry that I've.
I love how the one and only thing you've been freaked out by in the whole automotive industry has been a headlight.
Just like
far out.
These set of headlights, man, they are so gross.
They're not gross. You've just got some weird. Whatever it is you've got.
Nah, they are so gross.
No, they look great. But look, next to that as well, I guess they are discontinuing their new Giulietta as well, the hatchback.
Oh, okay, that's actually sad.
And that is a bit sad because I actually like that car. It's not everybody's taste, but I do really like it. And the one that I guess is a little bit sad for me is they've always had good hatchbacks, right? So remember, they've had I say hatchback or coupe, but the Brera, right?
Yeah.
That was not a great car, but it was so good looking.
I thought you were going to say the 147.
The 147 GTA.
Yeah,
that was a brilliant car.
Great car.
And this is the next line of it that is ending.
Like, personally, I wouldn't buy one because I don't personally love them, but
you can appreciate it.
I can appreciate it for sure. One of our listeners, one of our really good listeners actually has a Giulietta. And he loves it. Like, it's his only car and he thinks it's one of the best.
Such a good car.
Such a good car. And then my partner's dad has some performance pack Giulietta.
Yeah, the QV.
I think that's what it's called. I don't know.
Yep.
It's overseas. It's not here. So I haven't seen it personally, but I've seen photos of it. And the interior is so nice. It's manual. It's really, really a driver enthusiast car. Like, it's obviously a light little hot hatchback. They don't make much power, but they're still pretty cool.
No, they're cool. And I really like it. It's just a bit different.
Yeah.
Right? Anybody says hot hatchback, like, you don't think of Alpha.
No. I don't, definitely.
No. Yeah. And I like the fact that they're that, slightly unknown. If you want something a bit different, that's what
like hot hatch Italian, I would think A-Bath.
Yeah, right?
Way more than I would think.
Heaps more.
And I don't know why, but Fiat and Alpha are the same company? No, they're not. Yeah, they are. No, they're not.
Fiat Alpha?
Yeah.
No. They have links. They do have links.
Yeah.
But they're partly owned by GM, remember? Fiat.
Ah, that's true. That's true. The Chrysler Group.
Whereas the Alpha's partly owned by Ferrari.
Alpha? Fiat? No. Yeah.
Ferrari Group. Whatever the hell they're called.
Oh, man.
It's all too complicated.
I keep forgetting parent companies and subsidiaries.
Yeah,
and stuff. I found out today that and this is going to be mental. Guess who made a partnership? Well, I found out today. It's pretty old now. Rimac bought Bugatti.
That's, I must admit, I'm not overwhelmed by it. I'm not excited.
But it's like the other way around. Like they didn't buy each other. It's really weird, right? So
they've made like a mutual agreement.
Rimac itself has is partly owned by Porsche.
Yeah.
And then partly owned by Hyundai.
Right. Okay.
Right. And then majority owned by themselves.
Okay.
So Rimac Technologies, their own company as well.
So they're a bit of a concoction,
which is the EV thing. And then they have a Rimac Bugatti merger, which is a different company, which is like they went together and made a different company, which is half owned by Bugatti and half owned by Rimac. So that's going to be Rimac, which, by the way, Bugatti's owned by Porsche as well. So,
yeah. Part of the VW group.
Porsche is like the main, Volkswagen Group is the main parent company, really, at this point. But the thing is, I think Rimac's going to help Bugatti make EVs.
Which they will, and Rimac is so far ahead of most companies, actually, at the moment, in terms of supercar EVs, like full EVs.
Yeah, full EVs. I feel like Bugatti would rather go down the hybrid route first.
They probably would.
Yeah.
They probably would. For me, Bugatti's always been that one that you never hear anything from them. And then a year later, 2 years later, oh, whoop-de-doo, we're making this.
Yeah. So,
you know?
I'm not going to, unfortunately, I'm not going to name the podcast, but I was listening to a podcast today.
Yeah.
And they had an interesting argument.
Okay.
And I thought about this a lot. And I had this argument at work with other people as well, right? And I work in the automotive industry. So, if you were given, or you had to choose one hypercar.
Hypercar, okay.
One hypercar in the world.
Yeah.
To have and keep. I mean, at that moment, you'd obviously have a daily, I'd assume, right? So
yeah, okay.
we're not going to say it's your one and only car.
Yeah,
That's a stupid argument. You have one hypercar.
Yep.
No supercars. So you'll have one boring daily and one hypercar.
Yeah.
What would you have?
A Koenigsegg Agera.
See, I think that's like one of the dumbest choices.
Why?
So, and they brought this up in the podcast as well. I totally agree with this. See,
oh no, I can't wait to hear
Koenigsegg and Pagani were only made and are doing how well they're doing, right? This is a controversial hot take, right?
Oh, there we go.
They only exist as a good business because some rich people can't get the exclusive Ferraris. Okay.
Fair. I see where that's coming from.
If you're rich, uber rich at this point, and you want to go buy yourself a really nice LaFerrari or even a 488 Pista, right? It's not a hypercar, but let's say that's what you want to buy. You can't buy anything.
No, see, I disagree because most people who have Ferraris, okay, have side by side in their collection Zondas and Koenigsegg's.
Maybe because they can't get that exclusive.
But they've got FXXs. They've got, some of them have Enzos. Some of them have F50s.
Yeah, but some of them, right? But I think the only reason people buy Koenigsegg and they buy Pagani, well, Pagani is more of a flex than anything, right? It's a masterpiece. It's an art. It's not meant to be driven.
But remember, like Pagani have so many special editions, right? So they had, when they made the Zonda, they had the F Roadster. They had the Tricolore. They had something else, which was like a GTS.
Because he's an artist, right?
He's
an artist. He
into
likes
special editions.
He likes designing more than he likes. This is my opinion anyway. I think from what I've seen is that he likes designing new cars. So the whole point of the exclusives and the variants is just so he can design new cars. You can't personally make that many different models, right? So the only thing he can
But they've always made one model, which was the Zonda, and is now what is it? Huayra, yeah.
So what can you do if you can't keep making different models? Like you can't keep making
You just make special editions of the same model.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like what Lambo's been doing with the Aventador for God knows how long. The SVJ, the Aventador J and the Aventador SV and what was Veneno was
Oh, yeah.
Was it the Veneno?
Yeah.
That was the Aventador chassis? I don't know. And like, most of their special editions are just the Aventador changed a bit. And then the Huracan had the STO, the Performante,
Yeah, and it went through that whole life.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a stupid choice.
You got a bit off topic there, but fair. I would still say that I think Koenigsegg's cost so much fucking money, right? They do. They're so expensive, right?
Yeah.
Even like, let's just say, for example, the Lamborghini STO, whatever. I know it's not a hypercar, right?
Yeah.
But that is still a rare collector's car. I mean, they're not going to make that many and all the rest of it, right? That is like less than half the price of a Koenigsegg or Pagani. So if you are buying it, right, you are genuinely interested in cars, because you look at people who want to flex, right? And generally footballers, okay?
Yeah.
Footballers, movie stars who don't know anything about cars and all the rest of it, okay? What do they buy?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
They'll buy a Rolls Royce, let's be honest.
You know Gordon Ramsay? He has a Ferrari, LaFerrari.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
He is not that interested in cars.
No.
Okay?
Somewhat.
But if you look at people who have Koenigsegg, so like, what's the Prince of is it Abu Dhabi or whatever? No, Abu Dhabi. You know,
I know what you're talking about, but I'm not going to say anything
I'm
probably going to be wrong.
Well, some of these princes, they have like 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah.
When I was watching videos.
Yeah.
And they actually care about, because they've got a massive car collection. So I don't necessarily agree with that statement, because I think most people who want these collector cars, they have both, because they've got so much money at that point.
I don't know. I think that's a really hard thing to assume, right? Or generalize. You can't really generalize. Yeah, of course you have money if you're buying one of those, right? But let's say you won the lottery. Yeah?
Yeah.
You personally won the lottery.
Yeah.
For $10 million. Yeah?
Okay.
You're going to buy a house and a car.
Yeah.
Yeah? You buy a nice house for, let's say, 5-6 mil, right?
Yeah, okay.
Maybe even more. Who knows? Now you're left with just enough money for a hypercar.
Okay.
What hypercar do you buy? And you're going to say the Koenigsegg.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
I'll be honest, because it's either...
I think the only 2 contenders, really, the smart choice, are LaFerrari.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Or Bugatti Chiron.
No. Disagree. Completely disagree.
Why? A Bugatti Chiron.
Okay, a LaFerrari.
A Bugatti Chiron.
I agree with you on the LaFerrari.
The best.
But
the best.
That's fine. But the thing for me is a LaFerrari has a collector piece to it, okay? Now, if it's going to be your only car, you want to drive that car, correct?
It's not going to be my only car, but yeah.
No, but you're saying,
like
you buy all these things, right?
Yeah.
And you end up with one supercar.
Yeah.
Okay? And you're telling you want to drive that car. So that's why people buy Porsches or MX-5s, right? Because they can get out and drive the car.
Yeah.
Now, how many Porsches do you see on the street versus how many Ferraris? You see heaps more like 911s, right?
Yeah.
Not to say there's heaps of them. They're not commonplace.
But they're not the same price as such.
A Carrera 4S or a turbo will be the same price as like a 458.
Yeah, but how many turbos do you see? And also...
in my area, quite a bit.
Like, it's also really hard to get into the Ferrari circle.
Oh, yeah.
You can't just go in and buy a 488, right? You got to
you can
way there.
You can get them though, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, people buy those cars so they can drive and enjoy them, right?
Okay.
So for me, is if I had a LaFerrari and a Chiron, don't get me wrong, that is a cool garage.
Not and, one or the other.
Well, what would you have?
See, this is a really hard choice, but I would say...
I wouldn't drive either of them. This is my problem.
I said the Bugatti. Why not? The Chiron is so comfortable to drive every day. It's a Grand Tourer.
Yeah. I don't disagree that it isn't uncomfortable, okay?
Yeah.
But they're not going to be, let's say, the most reliable things. And when something does break, okay?
Bugattis are known to be reliable. Bugattis are known to be, like, engineered perfection.
Right, okay. But for me, it has a collector's piece behind it. So I would be too... I'm not going to say afraid, but I would be so overly cautious about ever driving that car.
The Bugatti?
Yes.
But there's so many of them. You can buy as many as you want. They don't really have a limited run.
Yeah, they do. They don't make that many per year.
Well, that's because they don't sell that many.
Well, no, of course they don't sell that many.
If people were to buy them, they'd buy them. But like LaFerrari has a limited run. Like Ferrari
For me,
even if you had the money, Ferrari wouldn't give it to you.
And it's funny, right? Because someone said to me, it was like, I can't remember who I was having this conversation with, but they said to me, what model of Koenigsegg would you have? And I just said, you know what? Just a standard Agera. I'd be happy with that. I wouldn't care about
1-to-1.
I wouldn't even bother with that because I would
That's what I want.
be too scared to actually like drive it and damage it.
No, I'd want the 1-to-1.
I want something that I can just get in and drive, but the 1-to-1 is fucking cool.
Yeah,
really cool.
It is cool.
But I'm going to move down this list because we're going to have to get through this at some point.
Okay.
But next on this list, this isn't discontinued. They're just not selling them in Australia now due to crash rules. The Alpine 110.
No.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well, my other question is, did it have enough sales in Australia? Clearly not.
Only 101 examples have been sold between September 18 to November 21.
Oh, yeah. Terrible sales. Let's be honest. That's not crash rating. That's Alpine just going, look, it's not worth us going through the ADR process. That's too much money. We're not selling enough.
Well, the new rule that has been introduced is the Design Rule 85, which is a side impact test.
Yeah.
And it's failed that test.
Oh, okay.
So, yes, that could be a reason.
But, like, if you have enough, like, R&D, right, and money, the company, if they're making good sales, would just turn around and just go, okay, well, we'll make it compliant.
Yeah, correct. If they had enough.
ADR
that's it.
Crash rule. But obviously,
they're not going to bother.
Yeah, and not to mention Australia is like a really small market for most European cars, I'd say.
And you know what? This next one's a sad one, I think. An Audi R8.
Really?
Yep.
Well, like just a standard
R8. Yep.
What?
Yep. So
Why?
the same safety rules that killed off the Alpine.
Yeah.
Okay. And another car later in this list has also killed off this.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, that I'm genuinely devastated. I think
also the emissions on top of that because the emission rules have got stricter.
You know what that means?
What?
The old crappy R8s are now going to be more expensive.
I know, right?
That was your entry level supercar.
Remember we were looking at them for like 80 grand.
Yeah,
75, 80 grand.
That was your entry level supercar. Like if you wanted a supercar, it's way cheaper in Europe and America. Like I know you can buy them for
80 grand AUD.
I know you can buy them for like 50 grand AUD in Europe, but in Australia for us to get into supercars, the R8 V8 one was super cheap. Like you could buy the R-Tronic was worth nothing compared to what they sold for brand new.
It was ridiculous,
and the manual was worth a little bit more, but like you'd pay 100 grand, which is still 30 or 40 grand cheaper than the Gallardo.
Yeah.
And the Gallardo was the next supercar.
It's ridiculous because we used to dream of this, right? And say, okay, when we have enough money, we are going to buy X or we're going to buy whatever. You know, remember when we were younger? And now it's just...
if you want to get into supercars, the R8 is the cheapest way to go, right? It's like the gateway into supercars. But now they're going to be more expensive because they're discontinued, which really sucks.
I'll be honest though, the next one I'm not necessarily unhappy about, the BMW i3.
Yeah.
Super
happy.
I'm not... Yeah, it just doesn't matter. I'm not massively impressed.
The less of them I see, the happier I'll be.
Well, because the Range is now being replaced with the iX, the X3i or what iX3, electric X3 and electric X5. I think is the new one's coming out.
Oh, okay.
Fully electric.
Yes, the X3 looks pretty cool.
Yep. So that's all replacing it. This one, you might be a bit sad about this. The Citroen C3 Aircross.
I'm just going to laugh at that one. That's why.
Come on, bro. You should have a bit of sympathy for Citroen.
I'm so sorry for all the Citroen lovers. But my advice to you is, just buy a different car. Like, buy a better car. It's not that hard.
They had 65 sales in the first 8 months of 2021. 65.
I'm glad they're going and adventuring in their markets that are... Look, in France...
In France, they're popular.
In France, those little things are everywhere. Like, literally everywhere. Citroens, Clios, and Peugeots are everywhere. Like, everywhere.
Yeah.
So, I know that they have a market in Europe, for sure. It's just... Australia's not it. And I think the only French brand that we really, really like is Renault.
Did you say you like Renault?
No, I don't like Renault. The Australian market...
You said we.
No.
That includes you.
No.
I heard that.
I am not the collective
You just said you like
market.
Renault. Welcome to the club.
No,
I appreciate
absolutely
this.
Not.
I heard that.
How do I unfollow?
Make him feel welcome.
Unsubscribe to that one.
One day he will buy Megane.
No, I'm definitely not buying Megane. I personally not a fan of French cars. I'm sure they're amazing. They're really quirky, and I think that's really appealing about them. I think that's the only thing that appeals to me is the fact that they're a little bit quirky. They're a little bit different.
They're different. They're fast.
Well, I don't know about fast.
At least the RS ones are.
I don't know about that one. But, actually, you know what? The Megane RS, the trophy cup thing.
That thing's ridiculous.
It's one of the best hot hatches to drive. Like, driver enthusiast-wise, there's only two hot hatches that are amazing to drive. That are not the RS3, because let's be honest, the RS3 is not a hot hatch.
You're obsessed with the RS3.
It's the best in the hot hatch category, but it's not in the hot hatch category.
No, it's...
The amount of money you're spending on that, you can buy so much better. You can buy an M3.
Yeah, easy.
Right? Like, it's stupid. So, what I'm going to say is the Civic Type R is the best hot hatch to drive you can buy, right? Hands down. And the Renault Megane RS trophy cup thing, whatever.
Okay, you
the
know what?
Second best.
I will agree with that.
To drive.
I will agree with that. Subject to, the one that I really wanted to drive was the new Trophy R, which has no back seats in the new Megane.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be the best. But for the fact I haven't driven it, I will agree with your list.
Okay, that's good.
Agree to disagree, right?
Okay, just so-called Megane R, whatever.
All right, next, Chrysler 300 and the entire Chrysler brand.
That is devastating because there are police cars.
And they sound so good as a police car.
Yeah, our highway patrol,
amazing.
Our highway patrol cars are Chrysler 300Cs, and if they're being discontinued, that means we need a new police car.
Yeah.
Oh, the Chrysler was surprisingly loud and obnoxious on the road. It
sounded so good.
Yeah, it was a little bit too obnoxious to be a police car, I think, as well. But you could probably outrun it. Probably wasn't the fastest.
How many times have you thought about outrunning the police, my friend?
I think the 530D, which is our other highway patrol car, would definitely outrun the Chrysler 300C.
I think that's a better car. But I must admit, when I see a Chrysler with a full police spec and everything,
they're cool.
They're very cool. I'm pretty impressed.
They're also slammed because they're full of police gear. So
they sit so low.
I feel like they don't change the suspension. They change the brakes on them, as far as I know, and they have a lot of other safety gear and unrestricted mode and whatever. But they're really low because I don't think they touch the suspension.
No. It just comes with SRT suspension. And remember, I mean this in the nicest way.
400 kilos of gear in it.
Yeah, that plus American idea of suspension is not the same as European and Japanese
they're not
suspension.
meant to be a performance car. It's meant to be a
luxury
car. But I guess it's meant to haul a lot of people. So
yeah, but okay. Have you ever heard to yourself, "Wow, look at that Chrysler! It handles so well."
Have you heard that about any American car? Let's be honest.
No, that's what I'm saying. So suspension's not great on them, but
yeah, I don't think Americans and handling goes well.
All right, next on this list, I hate these things. Fiat 500X. You know the crossover Fiat 500?
Oh, like the bigger one?
Yeah, the slightly bigger, chunky one. I'm happy that's gone.
Not a fan.
We do not want that back.
Little 500?
The little ones.
Okay, no. I won't go that far. I think they're cool. I like them.
The bigger crossover things.
Yeah, I like them. I don't think they're that bad. I wouldn't buy one, but I like them.
They look like a tumor, a moving tumor with wheels. Have you seen the shape of them?
Maybe I'm not thinking about the right one, but I don't know. I don't mind them. I have no.
You should see a side profile.
No prejudice against them. I think they'll be fine.
No
Abarth
good,
is a pretty
terrible.
good brand, and I'm pretty happy with them.
It's not Abarth, it's a 500 Fiat.
Oh, okay. Well, it's still pretty cool.
All right, next, they are also discontinuing the Focus ST line. That's okay. That's just the one that looks like the ST, but it doesn't have all the bits and bobs.
That's still devastating. That's one of the biggest sellers.
Not that particular model. So the ST is still coming.
Yeah, okay.
However, the ST line, which is the one which is pretty much the...
Oh, I get what you mean. Yeah,
it's not the full...
So it's the base spec with like the sports steering
Correct.
wheel. Correct.
So they're pretty much doing the base with the leather and then straight up to an ST.
Yeah,
full ST bang.
Okay.
And that's okay.
Sense. That makes sense.
You'll be really disappointed with this. The Haval H2 and H9 is going.
Oh, I'm going to miss those.
What are they?
Damn. SUVs.
Hey, good guess.
No, the H2 I know. H9 I never heard of. Is
It
that
looks
like
like
a really big one?
It looks like a Prado.
Oh, okay.
It's just a rip-off Prado.
Okay. H2, I do see them around a lot, especially in Western Sydney, and I think they're not that bad. I think they're cool little things. They're like Dodge Journey.
Yeah, they're terrible cars.
Is that what it's called? The Journey? The
I hate
SUV?
the Dodge. Yeah, they're terrible.
It reminds me of that. I think it's like really similar to that. It's
Yeah,
just
but I mean,
that's
Haval's
something
coming
that's-
out with these new brand, new models that are coming out.
Oh,
So
okay.
there is
That's pretty
replacements coming. They're not completely leaving the market.
It's pretty cool. No, I have nothing against.
I'm a
Haval.
bit sad about this. The Hyundai iLoad and iMax is going because they have been replaced by the new Staria van. I really liked the iLoad.
I think both of them. I like the IMAX and the iLoad.
They look great.
I think they're one of the best cars. We even have one in Time Attack. We actually have an IMAX van in Time Attack, and it also drifts. It's called the Drift Bus, built locally at a shop that I used to work at. But no, I'm devastated. That doesn't make any sense. Is the Staria really cool? At least
Yeah,
I haven't looked at it.
It's very cool. I haven't driven one, but I have seen it, and it does look pretty cool. I almost thought they were electric because there's literally no grille in the front.
So at least it's bigger and better things.
Yeah. I mean, they're upgrading and moving on.
It's not the end of the world.
Okay, this is going to be the most sad one on the list, I think, for you, Siraj.
Is this a Lexus?
Lexus IS, RC, and CT.
I've cried many nights over this one.
So the whole lot's gone.
Oh, I absolutely love Lexus. I think like my favorite, if I was to have an overall brand that I would like to buy to like, lug my family around and have, and that my family's had Lexus.
They're brilliant. Lexus. What do you call multiple Lexuses?
Multiple Lexi over the
Lexi
last
or Lexus?
10 years.
Yeah.
Lexi? I don't know.
Lexi. Lexuses.
No, that's too long. We've had multiple Lexis over the past 10 years,
yeah.
and I think they are the best car. There is nothing that comes close to them for the money. It's like a small. Have you ever driven the Toyota Crowns or the Toyota?
Yeah. I can't argue with this because this is completely right.
Toyota
And
Centuries, they are that comfort level where it's like a baby Rolls Royce, but like a Japanese baby Rolls Royce.
And it's funny because anybody asks me, I want a Mercedes, I want a BMW, I'm not interested in cars, I'm getting a C200 or 320i or whatever. The minute I hear any of that, I say, no, just go buy Lexus and be done with this.
Any Lexus.
Any Lexus, and you'll be happy.
You cannot go wrong. We used to have, I've personally had the IS200 rear-wheel drive. We've had the IS250, which was a sedan, rear-wheel drive, firstly. It was a family sedan, obviously. Came with paddle shifters, but brushed aluminium paddle shifters in a saloon, like a daily driver saloon. Came with all these adaptive cruise control in 2007. That's unheard of. No European brand was doing that unless you were buying the S-Class or something. Buttons that made shades go up on every single window.
Yeah, that was a cool one.
That's fancy.
I think
sunroof.
The one thing that Lexus did really well is that as BMW and Mercedes and Audi,
there's one more feature that you got to know. I'm going to interrupt you. Ready?
Go.
Heated and cooled seats.
Front seats.
Cooled seats.
Front seats, though, only, wasn't it?
Yeah, but cooled
I know.
seats.
And this was in a...
How many times have you sat in leather in summer and gone, oh man, I'm getting sweaty?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Cooled seats. You pump aircon through your seat.
And the thing is about that, right, is that car was fairly... I mean, it wasn't new, right? I mean, it wasn't old. But
2007.
It wasn't, yeah, right? But for 2007, for a standard luxury car, that was amazing.
The bomb. I think it was
the thing I was going to say is, as Audi and Mercedes and BMW kept developing their, whatever you call them, the iDrive systems, and what does Audi have? Whatever system it is. The stupid one I can't stand.
MMI, they just call it?
I think it's called... And then the Mercedes has got their own thing. I think the thing about Lexus that I loved is they didn't give a crap about any of this stuff. They said, oh, you want map? Here's button. That was it. It was no more complicated than that.
Asian accent come from. I don't know why you had a Chinese accent for a Japanese
It wasn't
car.
Chinese, bro. That's just not... You're just pulling it out of the hat. But you know what I mean, right? Everything had a button. And that was it. There was no sub-menu of a menu of a menu that you had to go into settings to change something. It was, you want maps, push the button. You want phone, push the button.
You fought the urge right there.
I'm half Asian, my friend. I'm all right. This is acceptable.
No, but I think definitely, hands down, for bang for buck, like Lexus is the one to go for. Even SUVs. Now we have a NX200T, which is a little 2-liter turbo CUV.
CUV, yeah.
It's pretty big for a CUV, but it's not quite an SUV. Maybe because I'm used to the Jeep. We have a Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's not quite as big as a Grand Cherokee, but it's definitely bigger than like a Tiguan or a T-Cross or any of those kind of things. So,
but honestly, this is why I guess we have released this in another podcast about me and my next car journey and all the rest of it. But I mean, a lot of people don't know this, I guess, who listen to this, but I was on the hunt for a Lexus ISF for quite a while.
Yeah.
And it was because I went through that phase where I wanted an M3 and I said, nope, too expensive to maintain. I was driving it every day. Moved to the C63. They've all been thrashed, every single one of them.
Yep.
Which led me to the ISF, and I said, wow, this makes sense. Like, it could have 180,000 Ks on it.
It doesn't matter. It's Toyota.
And it runs perfectly.
Yeah.
Yes, it's probably not going to be like 0.002 of a second as fast as a BMW, but do I care?
But,
like,
so this is the thing with Lexus, if you're a petrol head, this is what I told you as well.
Yeah.
Great car. One of the best cars you could buy, right? One of the best cars you can buy as your really, really comfortable everyday car
is
right. That's it. It can't also be a weekender.
Correct.
Because if you daily it every single day, let's be honest, it is still a sedan that's really heavy. Like Lexus are not light. They're really heavy, packed full of features, creature comforts.
And a heavy engine as well, right?
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
That don't equate to performance on the racetrack.
No.
Of course. You can't have it all.
But does the V8 make you feel good in driving daily?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome,
and
right?
Does it sound awesome?
It sounds so good.
The quad pipes that they come with, stacked quad pipes, so good. Like, sound so good. And we had one come to the track day last time.
Yeah.
And we said it was awesome. And I think he did pretty respectable track times, but the car will hold you back after those. And also, you'd be very stressed tracking something so heavy.
Yeah.
And rear-wheel drive.
I think the way we've got to look at this is, say, if you're buying something like that, like an IS or a RCF or an M5 or, any like big sedan, you will have fun at a racetrack. You're not going to set the world alight, but you will go and you will have fun.
Unless it's an M5 CS.
What's wrong with an M5 CS?
No, you will set the world alight on an M5 ES.
Why?
Or CS.
Why?
Have you seen the M5 CS?
Yeah. This is the one you told me the seats look ugly.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The seats look brilliant.
Absolutely think it's really impractical, but it's a great car.
Yeah, it's a great car.
Well, look, I love light cars that handle really well and are race car-y, right?
Yeah.
Homologation cars are...
They're awesome.
I froth for them. I love homologation cars. The closer I can get to a race car, the better it is, right? That's me. Personally.
Yeah.
I don't really care hugely about... Hugely? That's a word? I don't know. A lot about...
you made that sound so awkward. Hugely. It's hugely.
I don't care much about creature comforts, as that's not my main concern. My main concern is fun. I like to have fun in a car.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be fast. It just needs to be fun. Some sort of characteristic to not be mundane.
Fun is worth more than power.
Yeah. I say this as I'm about to register a Subaru Impreza automatic.
Pile of crap.
Yeah. But we'll see how it goes. The more I daily it, the more I can tell you whether it's good or not.
POC.
POC?
POC is the name of the Subaru.
Pile of crap. POC.
Yeah. POC the Subaru.
Why does it sound Vietnamese?
You said that.
Why does it sound like some car I picked up off the side street in Cambodia and brought it home with me?
The Subaru Impreza POC.
The homeless car comes with me to Australia because I adopted it.
Okay, for now on, it's going to be called the POC.
The POC. That just sounds... No, that sounds bad. We're going to keep brainstorming, I think.
We'll put it on the short list and work it out later.
It's definitely on the bottom.
Next on this list that makes me feel actually really sad.
Wait, hang on. I know one.
Well, no, we're not up to that yet. I know the one you're about to mention, but we're not there yet.
Okay. I'll keep going then.
If it's the one I'm thinking of. Tell me if this is the one. The Lotus Elise, Exige, and Evora all axed. The whole lot.
Yeah, because the Amira.
Yeah, new Amira is coming out to replace.
And I think it's time. The Exige and the Elise retired. I
love them though.
I do love them, but I think it's time for them to retire. The secondhand prices have already soared to an unbelievable amount. So let's be honest, is it going to go up anymore? I hope not, but maybe it will. But I don't think so. Like, really, would you spend? I said like there too many times.
Yeah, but
would you really want to spend 100 and something K on a Exige
with no carpets?
Yeah, and no aircon.
I know.
I don't know.
Well, just to put it this way, right? So up until November last year, so for the year 2021, actually just over 12 months. So November to November.
Yeah.
They sold 65 vehicles in total, 18 Lotus leases.
That's 1 year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just under, technically. It's 11 months, but...
Yeah. I mean, it's a niche brand.
18 leases, 1 Evora, and 46 Exiges.
I think that's pretty reputable for considering it's one
It's
brand.
a small sports car brand.
How many dealerships do they have? 1 or 2 in Sydney?
Bro, it beats me. I don't know.
I think 2 or 3.
I think there's only 2.
2, I think. One in
There's
Artarmon.
one Artarmon or North Sydney, wherever that is.
Yeah.
I don't know where the other one is.
I think there must be one more.
There's got to be one more somewhere.
Must be. But that's actually pretty good for one dealership in the major city of Sydney. So I'm guessing those numbers are for Australia, not just for Sydney. Yeah.
Next one, you'll be a bit sad about this. The McLaren Sports Series. So 540C, 570 GT, the 570S, 600 LT, and the 620R, all gone.
What's replacing them?
They actually are bringing out another model, which we're not getting. The only one we're getting is the McLaren Artura. Artuna. I don't know how to say it yet.
For those of you listening on the audio only, I made a disgusted face. What the hell's a Tourer? What? Who goes, I want to buy a McLaren. I want it to be a comfortable Tourer.
But who thinks of the name Artura when you think about supercar? You've got Ferrari.
Well, okay. I'm gonna throw it down, right? McLaren, I love you. Like, most of the time, you're great. You're unreliable and crap at times, but most of the time, you're great. Let's be honest. What are your names? 765 LT, right? Like, it doesn't throw any personality. It's like you were made in a lab, a science lab, made a specimen and just was like, well, this is specimen number 765 because it makes 765
and then it just popped out the other side.
And the LT because it's lightweight and brah, and that's it. Boom. Well, come on, have some like, I don't know, like some sort of charisma behind your name.
You know what I would say? Have some zest to the name.
Right?
It needs a bit of zest.
Like, when you say Aventador, you know, that's a name. The Huracan, that's a name.
Why'd you just say that Japanese?
Huracan?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know.
You're not Japanese.
I'm not Japanese. But, you know, like, that's a name. The 765 LT, I go, oh, cool. Is that the new, I don't know, Canon camera coming out? Like, who knows?
Yeah. It just doesn't make sense, does it? But
and the only time you go for a normal name, you go for Tourer. Are you kidding me?
Well, okay, hold on. It's spelled Artura. Artura.
Oh, I thought you just meant Tourer, like Tourrer.
No. Artura. Artura. How would you say that?
A-R-T.
Yeah, U-R-A.
Artura. Like Artura.
Artura.
You really butchered it the first time. Sorry, McLaren. I take it right back. I didn't mean any insult.
An Artura.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant like Tourer. Like,
no.
Like a touring car.
No.
I was like, why would anyone buy a touring McLaren?
And how do you say it then? A-R-T-U-R-A. Artura.
I don't know. Am I meant to say it like an ethnic man, or am I meant to say
ethnic man? Say it like an ethnic man.
Artura.
Okay, say it now say it not like an ethnic man.
I don't know, the Artura. You
See,
just
I
said
don't like
Torah.
the name.
You just said Torah.
I didn't say Torah. I said Artura.
Oh, I just heard Torah.
Oh, okay. Anyways, moving on.
Okay.
Next.
Pointless argument. But what's the Artura? Tell me more about it now.
Well, they haven't released any details about it yet.
Nothing.
Well, let's have a look. I don't actually know. I've seen it. I've seen a photo, and that's it.
What a tease.
Huh?
What a tease.
They are a tease.
Oh, my God. Naughty,
So-
naughty.
I've seen this. So it's a hybrid thing, right?
Yeah.
I'll show you a photo.
Oh, it's a hybrid thing. Oh, it's
Okay.
like a,
However,
it's like a little baby toy car.
it does look like a bit of a Hot Wheels car, right?
It just
So,
looks like a normal McLaren.
It's a hybrid with a similar V6 to what was used back at the 570S.
Okay.
Okay. But it's got
That's
an
all right.
electric hybrid system.
That's all right.
Um,
I think if one brand was to suit the hybrid and rock it really well, it'd be the McLaren.
I think so.
I think McLaren's the one.
Just
I
because
think
they're a very modern
Ferrari,
car.
please don't ever go. I mean, I know you have already.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
They've
but
done it.
Please don't go down the route of electric. Wait to the last possible moment till we need to go electric and make some internal combustion beasts. You know? Like Ferrari's known for the V12 Grunt, the V8.
Yeah.
That later came, because they downsized a little bit, but the V12 Grunt. Lamborghini, same thing, right? Like, they're known for the big V10s. Like,
It's sad because these cars are slowly falling off, right?
yeah. So they're becoming 4-cylinder
Yeah.
hybrids.
And speaking of that, right? So just to pile onto this next one because we're running out of time, but C-Class wagon, that's gone next year
Why?
because they want people to be buying their SUVs, and they're the first of BMW and Audi and Mercedes to cut the wagon in the C-Class.
That's devastating.
So that's gone. Next, Mercedes-AMG GT.
Why?
Well, there's a new generation coming in 23, 24.
Okay, that's fine.
So
Fair enough, fair
there's
enough.
something coming to replace. The Mitsubishi Mirage is going.
Oh, I think it's time for it to retire. It's a great car.
Well,
but,
the funny thing is it's not retiring.
oh, what?
It failed the rule, which is an ADR 85
No,
regulation.
you
So
cannot kill.
this is the side impact thing I was talking
You
about.
cannot kill the iconic Mirage due
so-
to some stupid rule.
So that's going to go.
Let's be honest, cars on the road right now are super safe anyway. And you're going to have people driving around crap boxes from the 90s regardless.
Yeah.
As if getting rid of a Mirage is going to make it safer.
And coming back into it, Nissan 370Z, which we know is gone because of the replacing 400.
400Z, which is good.
And the GTR.
Yeah, that's the one I'm
That's-
devastated about.
Sad day.
Even though I'm not a huge fan of the GDR. But it's not gone because the market wasn't big. It's gone because of the ADR law,
yeah.
the side impact ADR
It's the
law.
side impact, and I think I don't know if it passed the emission one. Actually, it doesn't say, but
No, I think it would have passed the emission for
Yeah.
sure because it's also sold in America and California has pretty strict rules, right? I don't think they're getting it discontinued. I think only us, and which means it's the side impact. Which means Australia, what are you doing? Why you hate cars so much? I think
it's wrong because you know what? In
that's
terms
not
of
the send
this,
off we need. I think the GDR can happily retire when it's ready.
I think that Australia's pushing to become EV too quickly because
No,
they are.
no,
Because
I think that's a
for me, Australia is too large of a country. Okay.
oh,
Now, I'm not saying EVs won't work if you live in the city and driving around and all the rest of it. That's fine. Okay?
yeah. No. Okay, so
But
my
the distance,
argument isn't that Australia's not moving towards EV because I know they are, right?
they are. But they're
everyone
too,
is,
Yeah.
but we are way better off right now than Europe, for example. Like
Heaps better.
France said EVs only after 2025.
Yeah.
So or hybrids for a little bit, but then EVs only.
Complete.
Right?
Yeah.
UK has said 2030 is the last year for internal combustion. That's when
That's sad.
That's when they go electric, and I think 2023 for hybrid or something, right? Parts of America like California, same thing, right? They've been pushing Teslas for so long with rebates and
Oh man.
and this and that, and it's just what's gonna. My family, my auntie and uncle live in California,
Yeah.
and due to this whole thing. My auntie also works for a environmental renewable sustainability company. Sorry, that was a tongue
Were you
twister.
about to say sustenance?
Maybe, but sustainability company,
Yeah.
and they just bought a Tesla.
Of course I did.
So my family now has Teslas. So it's already happening.
I just don't like it.
In that respect, Australia's pretty behind on getting EVs only.
They are behind, but they're pushing people pretty quick.
They are pushing people really quick, but if we know anything about Australia, you cannot push people that much. Right?
No, because I think the distance
America's worse than us in terms of, everyone thinks they have the most amount of freedom in the universe and they're not going to listen to the government. But Australia...
This is not a political show.
Oh, no, we're not going to go into politics, okay? But
so who are you voting for in the upcoming election?
Me.
Right, okay.
No, I'm kidding. The point is, I don't think we're moving as fast as other countries are, and I'm pretty glad for it. I'm not against EVs.
They will come eventually.
I'm just a petrol head, right? And I think I speak for most petrol heads when an electric car just doesn't give you the same feeling an internal combustion engine does. And especially me, I have cars in the 90s, right? So not only are mine internal combustion, they combust absolutely everywhere.
Yeah.
All the time, right? Two of my cars shoot flames because they just that old and they run rich and carbureted, what are you going to do?
Yeah. But it's hilarious. I love it.
I'm
going to pump through a bit of this, by the way, because we're getting on a bit, but Levorg.
No.
It's gone.
No.
It's gone.
Why?
It's being
That's a great car.
It's being replaced by the new WRX wagon. So it's still going to have a wagon. It's just not going to be
Levorg. Ages. We're not getting the new WRX. No.
Next year.
They said, it was the STI that it discontinued. Yeah. Wait, this doesn't make sense. Levorg is a WRX wagon.
Technically speaking, yes.
And the Levorg's an STI.
Yeah, well, STI tuned, yes. However, the new WRX that's coming will come in a wagon form.
So it'll be more boring.
I don't know.
An STI tuned Levorg would be cooler than a standard WRX wagon.
Correct.
Yeah. That's a bit devastating.
Next, Toyota Prius. Thank God for that.
Nothing against the Prius. I think it's the backbone of our society. It's the honest worker.
Volvo V60 and V90 cross country.
I don't even know what that is.
Okay, the V60 is the sedan and the V90 is the slightly bigger sedan. So it's like a 3 and a 5 series in the Volvo range. I've never
heard of this.
It's the cross country. Well, the cross country is like the all cross in Audi. You know, the all-wheel drive, slightly lifted.
Do we even sell those?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Not many.
There you go, guys. I worked for the company for 5 years, and I don't know whether they're sold.
Not many. And just to add to this list, this is an interesting one, right?
Passat was the only sedan they did, really.
Passat. That's Volkswagen.
Are you talking about Volkswagen?
I said Volvo.
Oh, I was so confused there, dude. I was like,
what are you on
I thought
about?
you were talking about Volkswagen this entire time. Fun fact, Volvo is now owned by Geely. So the Chinese.
I love how you've just tried to mask the bit that you didn't hear just by giving another fun facts with Suraj.
Now that you've said the V60 and the V90, now that makes sense. Yes, now I know those cars, and now I'm back on track. Oh, look, in my defense, it is Friday night. It is 7:30 p.m. and I've been at work for 9 hours today, and it's a 2-hour drive there and back.
And just to add to this list, right? Cars that are discontinuing manual as of this year in Australia. Right.
Oh, this is even sadder.
BMW 2 Series will only be offered in auto.
Well, they look gross anyway at the moment.
The newer ones. Yeah. I have to admit, I did see a purple one the other day.
Have you seen the 2 Series Active Tourer?
Active Tourer.
One of the grossest cars I've ever seen.
Is that the coupe weird looking one?
Yes, it's gross.
Yeah, no. The new M240i X-Drive, I saw one of them in purple the other day. I did talk a lot of shit about the back end. Remember the back end looks like Selena Gomez's backside, but just 10 years later. Well, we talked about that in a previous podcast.
I did not get it.
But
one of the things I love and the other one I don't think I love.
It looked really good.
Oh, it looks really good.
I'm glad
now on this metaphor. Okay. Yes, I agree with that.
Hyundai Tucson, whatever it is. Nobody's interested in that. Mitsubishi.
I kind of like them.
Why?
What do you mean? One of our friends had it and we used it so much. It was one of the best cars for running around. It's like a CRV, but Hyundai. Better warranty.
It had the worst steering feel I've ever had.
Well, better than a Great Wall.
Ooh, they're both pretty bad. I'll be honest. That's going to be hard
I don't know. I think the Tucson's a cool car.
But
a cool is a...
Mitsubishi Outlander, manual's gone.
It's devastating.
Toyota Yaris, no more manual.
Toyota Yaris.
And the Corolla will not be offered in a manual anymore.
Was anyone buying the Yaris manual still?
I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
And the Corolla? Why would you buy a manual Corolla? Unless it's before 2012.
Like an old one, yeah. But you know what? Some of the... Like, I was looking at a review today, and this is one car. If someone wants to be really different out there and has about 40-odd grand, go buy a Volvo S60 Polestar. It's 250 kilowatts, 6-cylinder, automatic.
Oh, yep.
And this review...
I'm seeing a lot more
Polestars. That thing was quick.
Yeah. Polestars are really good. I've seen a lot more of them around, and I'm seeing a lot more ads on them around. So Polestars...
dude, Volvo ads.
Polestar's really trying to sell in Australia, and I think they're doing a great job. I love Polestar. The only thing I would say is that badge. It's a little bit too similar to Tesla. Have you seen it?
What, the blue badge?
The blue badge.
The blue badge is the Polestar badge.
Oh, it's not blue.
Or you're talking about the Volvo badge?
No, I'm talking about the Polestar badge. The Volvo is a blue badge.
Oh, sorry. The Polestar old badge is the blue square. The newer one that you're talking about.
It's just like a
star,
literally, and it looks like a T almost, and it looks like a Tesla logo from far away. I saw one on the motorway the other day, and I was like, that's a weird looking Tesla. And I got up real close, and I was like, oh, that's not a Tesla.
The Polestar 2, that's what it's called.
Yeah. That's the one. Yeah, it's a funky badge.
Yeah.
Did we already talk about this? I'm thinking about badges. Kia.
Oh, man.
The new Kia badge.
Oh.
I don't get it. But every single person I've spoken to that's not a petrol head thinks it's the best thing ever. They're like, oh my God, the new badge is so much nicer. I don't get it. I don't see it.
It looks like it...
I can't even read Kia in it. It just looks like squiggles.
Do you remember when we used to learn to handwrite in primary school, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you might remember this, but remember they had like a dotted line. So it'd be like, if you're writing an A, it'd be dotted line like that.
Yeah.
And you used to like trace over the A.
Yeah.
It looks like all they did was put Kia on a dotted line in front of a 6-year-old and said, draw over it and see what comes out.
No, not a 6-year-old. I think like a 3-year-old.
Okay, let's go with a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
And it looks terrible.
It's... Oh, okay. I wouldn't say terrible.
It does look terrible. No, I'm standing by that. It looks terrible.
It doesn't look good.
It looks terrible.
It doesn't look good. It's not horrendous. And I sort of read Kia after squinting at it at a certain angle, and I go, oh, that says Kia on it.
What are you implying? Why are you squinting?
Why am I squinting? Because it doesn't make sense. The logo doesn't look like words. It looks like a bunch of lines and squiggles.
You saved yourself from that one.
Yeah, it is... Oh, I don't want to say the word terrible because it's not terrible.
It is. I think it's terrible.
I'm sure that graphics designer spent, I don't know, a whole year and has, a 5-year degree behind it with masters or something. Who knows? But what I'm going to say is, come on, man, make it legible. It's not a doctor prescribing Advil. It's Kia badge. You don't have to make it unreadable. It's just.
I have to admit though, they probably didn't start with the best name in the first place.
Kia.
Yeah.
Kia.
I'm sure it means something in Korean, right?
Kia. No, I don't think it sounds that bad.
The more you say it, the weirder it sounds to me.
Kia.
Sounds like you're calling your dog.
I don't think it sounds that bad. I think it's okay. Just make it a little bit nicer. I get where they're coming from. They went the sophisticated route. They went, we want to make it look like a higher end brand. And I think that's
it doesn't look higher end.
I think that's the right step to
go for Kia. It does not look higher end.
Kia is a high end car now, right? And then they also have the Genesis. Is that Kia? Or that's Hyundai?
Well, it's all the same company,
right?
The whole lot.
But why squiggles?
I'll be honest.
Gone with
I don't think Kia is that high end brand at the moment. I know they're aiming for it, but I just do not see them as high end.
I don't know. The Kia Stinger GT is a really nice. I would say it's almost a luxury sedan for the affordable market.
Yeah, ish. I mean, they're still expensive.
It's a luxury performance sedan.
75, 80 grand for a Kia Stinger GT, the new ones.
Which is, that's higher end market. That's what they're trying to achieve, right?
They're not selling that many,
You don't want to put a crappy old Kia badge. I get it. The old Kia badge didn't shout sophistication. It didn't. So putting that on a Kia Stinger GT was probably not
Not ideal. Because
Not
have
ideal.
you noticed everybody changed the badges to GT badges?
Yeah.
On the Kia.
Which totally makes sense. I agree why they did the rebranding. I don't agree with the new logo in the rebranding. I think they could have done a little bit more sophisticated, less Kia. You know?
Less Kia.
Instead of writing Kia, I know you can't go too far from your old logo. It makes sense, but a lot of other brands do it and sort of makes sense. They sometimes succeed and sometimes they fail really hard. Like Unos, man, that looks like a toilet seat. What is wrong with you? Why? Why that logo didn't make sense at all? Most of the time, you see a little tiny MX-5 with a toilet seat on it.
You have an Unos, don't you?
Nah, my Australian delivered to
Australian.
Matsuda.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's that. I think that's the episode for today. The episode of Wild Tangents, and where Siraj makes the right decisions and choices in buying a Bugatti Chiron, because that shouts class
I'm sorry.
and sophistication,
It's bullshit.
unlike a Koenigsegg.
Class and
Where are you going to go with a Koenigsegg?
Class and sophistication, you say?
Yeah, Bugatti.
Class and sophistication. You're full of class and sophistication.
Yeah, with the Bugatti.
What's on your shirt right now? On your jumper?
My jumper.
Yeah,
is
what type of car is that?
My Evo.
Oh, right. And an Evo screams class and sophistication, does
Yeah,
it?
Jeremy Clarkson drove it. Jackie Chan drove it, you know? Jackie Chan's personal car was an Evo.
Yeah, and is he class and sophistication, is he?
I would say so. He's a rich
So
man.
you're saying when you have a
he's
nice...
a successful, rich, famous
if you have a
dude.
nice dinner party, you'll have the Queen and Jackie Chan sitting having dinner, would you?
I would love to have dinner with Jackie Chan. I think that is my dream dinner. Are you kidding me? I would love to have the Queen and Jackie Chan over for dinner. That is not even a question, Alex. That is the worst question.
He is not a class and
Yes, he
sophisticated
is.
man.
Have you seen the tuxedo? The man looks amazing in a tuxedo.
You've seen him in Rush Hour and you said, yeah, he's
Super
cool.
classy. Yeah, he is super cool. I respect Jackie Chan more than anyone. He made my childhood a way better experience. Okay? Jackie Chan is amazing.
Stop saying, dude, the more you say Jackie Chan now, I don't know why, embedded in my brain is either Kia or Jackie Chan. Oh, far out.
You are going down for that. Jackie Chan is
Okay, catch this in the next episode where we'll sort this situation
There
out.
is no sorting out. It's right. I'm right.
You're just not right.
I'm just right.
You're just not.
Anywho.
Anyway, well, let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up before we get on a tangent about this.
Yeah, we're going to end the episode here before I argue with him.
Shout out to Jackie Chan. Sponsor us if you're listening.
Please.
Yep.
Please.
Yep.
It's not that hard.
I know. It isn't that hard, is it? All you have to do is send an email or send us a message on Instagram.
The email we haven't given you.
Yeah, but at the Instagram, which is at the Automotive Society _
Comment down below on YouTube.
On YouTube.
Which is the Automotive Society. Sometimes it doesn't pop up. If you type in the Automotive Society and leave it at that, normally our channel will pop up somewhere or the other. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell. Watch our videos just as much as you listen to the audio. You can have it running in the background. And it supports us a lot more in the way that we can see you interacting with the videos.
Yeah,
right?
and I think the more that, give us a shout out of what you might want to see coming up. I think that we're pretty much in a position where we've got a lot more equipment now than we've ever had.
Yeah,
And I think our versatility of content coming up will be, it's exciting, actually. It is really exciting.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Wait and watch.
Pretty excited.
Yeah.
As you just hit your mic. We've got all the equipment, but we're going to make...
smacked it.
We're going to make all the noises.
I'm still getting used to the mic being right here, to be honest. But anyways.
You seem to be struggling. Just sit back and relax in your chair, man. Come on, relax.
My back's a bit sore, mate. Getting old.
He's an old man.
Getting old.
That's what happens when you drive a BMW.
Yeah, actually, yes.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
Not the most
Don't buy
comfortable.
1 Series, buy 5 Series. They're a lot more comfortable.
Big difference, though.
No, yeah.
In price.
Yeah, big difference.
Anywho, more tangents.
Yep.
This is the episode of Tangents. Thank you for listening, and please go subscribe on YouTube and keep listening to us. Thank you very much, and see you next time.